Blissful Boost presents the top 10 carnivore mistakes to avoid for beginners over 50. Welcome to the ultimate beginner's guide on the carnivore diet, where we're going to take a deep dive into the meaty world of eating only animal products. Now, you might be thinking, what's so special about eating meat? Well, buckle up, Buttercup, because you're about to find out. This isn't just about chowing down on steaks. It's about discovering a whole new way of living that could change how you feel, look, and even think about food. And the best part? We're going to keep it simple, fun, and easy to understand. Ready to dig in? Let's get started. Number 1, cheese, please. But in moderation. All right, let's get real about cheese. Cheese is like that friend who's a ton of fun at parties, but maybe not the best influence in your day-to-day life. Sure, it's delicious, and yes, it's a great source of fat and protein, but too much of a good thing can turn into a not-so-good thing pretty quickly. Picture this. You're at a party and there's a giant tray of cheese just sitting there, calling your name. It's easy to load up your plate and think, hey, it's carnivore-friendly, so why not? But here's the deal. Cheese can be sneaky. It's packed with calories, and because it's so tasty, it's easy to overeat. Before you know it, you've eaten your weight in cheese, and suddenly those health goals seem a little further away. The key here is moderation. Cheese is best treated like a sidekick, not the hero of your meal. A sprinkle on your steak? Perfect. A whole block in one sitting? Maybe not the best idea. By keeping cheese in check, you can enjoy its rich, creamy goodness without letting it take over your diet. So go ahead and enjoy your cheese, but remember, less is more. Number 2, snack smarter, not harder. Let's talk about snacks. We all love them, right? But here's the thing. Snacking can be a bit of a trap, especially when you're not really hungry. Imagine this. You're sitting on the couch, watching your favorite show, and suddenly you get the urge to snack. But are you really hungry? Or are you just bored? Or maybe a little stressed? This is where it gets tricky. Snacking isn't bad in itself, but when you start eating out of habit instead of hunger, it can mess with your diet. It's like feeding a little monster that never really gets full. It just keeps wanting more. And before you know it, you're knee-deep in snacks, wondering where it all went wrong. The trick is to snack smarter. Ask yourself, am I really hungry? If the answer is no, maybe it's time to find something else to do, like go for a walk, read a book, or even just drink a glass of water. If you're genuinely hungry, go ahead and have a snack, but make it something that fits with your goals. A piece of meat or a boiled egg is a great choice on the carnivore diet. It's all about being mindful of why you're eating, so you can make choices that support your health, not sabotage it. Number 3, electrolytes, the power trio. Next up, let's dive into the world of electrolytes. Now, I know that might sound like something out of a science class, but stick with me. It's actually pretty simple. Electrolytes are minerals like magnesium, sodium, and potassium that your body needs to function properly. Think of them as the electricity that powers your body's engine. Without them, you'd feel like a car running on fumes. When you switch to a carnivore diet, your body goes through some big changes, and those changes can mess with your electrolyte levels. That's why it's super important to make sure you're getting enough of these minerals, especially if you want to avoid things like fatigue, muscle cramps, and headaches. So how do you keep your electrolytes in check? It's easier than you might think. You can add a little extra salt to your meals, eat foods rich in magnesium like beef and fish, and maybe even consider an electrolyte supplement. By keeping your electrolytes balanced, you'll feel energized and ready to take on whatever the day throws at you. Number 4, meat on a budget. Let's talk about money for a second. One of the big misconceptions about the carnivore diet is that you need to spend a fortune on fancy, grass-fed, organic, artisanal, unicorn-approved meats. But here's the truth. You don't need to empty your wallet to eat well on this diet. Conventional meats can be just as good for you and way easier on your budget. Think chicken thighs, drumsticks, ground beef, and pork shoulder. These are all affordable, delicious options that give you all the nutrients you need without breaking the bank. And here's a pro tip. Buying in bulk can save you even more. Plus, who doesn't love a freezer full of meat? Remember, it's not about how much you spend. It's about making smart choices that fit your lifestyle. So go ahead and enjoy that steak, but know that a little financial savvy can make the carnivore diet work for you without the financial stress. Number 5, keep it sustainable. Here's the thing about diets. They only work if you can stick with them. If you're forcing yourself to eat things you don't like or following rules that feel impossible to keep, you're setting yourself up for failure. That's why sustainability is the name of the game. The carnivore diet should be something you enjoy, not something you dread. If you're bored with the same old meals, mix it up. There are so many different cuts of meat to try, and endless ways to cook them. Grilling, roasting, and slow cooking each bring out different flavors and textures, keeping your meals exciting and satisfying. And don't be afraid to experiment with seasonings. Just because you're eating meat doesn't mean it has to be bland. A little salt, pepper, and maybe some garlic can make a world of difference. The key is to find what works for you. This isn't about following a strict set of rules. It's about creating a way of eating that fits seamlessly into your life. When you enjoy what you're eating, sticking with it becomes second nature. And that's the secret to making any diet work long-term. So keep it fun, keep it tasty, and most importantly, keep it sustainable. Number 6, portion control. Portion control is a phrase that gets thrown around a lot, but what does it really mean? On the carnivore diet, it's not about measuring every bite or counting every calorie. It's about listening to your body and eating in a way that feels right for you. Here's the deal. Everyone's body is different. Some people might need bigger portions to fuel their energy, while others might feel full on less. The trick is to pay attention to how you feel before, during, and after you eat. Are you eating because you're hungry? Or are you just bored, stressed, or eating out of habit? By tuning into your body's signals, you can figure out what portion sizes work best for you. And remember, your needs can change day by day. If you're more active, you might need to eat more. If you're taking it easy, a smaller portion might do the trick. The key is to stay flexible and responsive to what your body needs. There's no one-size-fits-all answer here. It's about finding what works for you. Number 7, the lowdown on fruit and honey. Now, let's talk about fruit and honey. These foods are often thought of as healthy, natural, and full of vitamins. But when you're on the carnivore diet, things get a little more complicated. Fruit and honey are packed with natural sugars, which can spike your blood sugar levels. For some people, especially those dealing with conditions like diabetes or insulin resistance, these spikes can be a real problem. That's why many carnivore dieters choose to skip the fruit and honey altogether, focusing instead on meat, which provides all the nutrients you need without the sugar rush. But hey, everyone's different. If you're in good health and enjoy a little fruit or honey now and then, it might not be a big deal. The key is to know your body and make choices that support your health. If you do decide to include these foods, do so in moderation and keep an eye on how they affect you. Remember, the goal is to feel your best, and that might mean skipping the sweet stuff in favor of more meat-based nutrition. Number 8, set goals and track your progress. Let's talk about goals. Setting goals is like having a map for your health journey. Without them, you're just wandering around, hoping to end up somewhere good. But with clear goals, you know exactly where you're going and how to get there. Start by writing down your health goals. Whether it's losing weight, gaining energy, or just feeling better overall, putting it on paper makes it real. It's like drawing a treasure map, with X marking the spot of your ultimate health. And don't just stop at writing them down. Track your progress along the way. Every time you hit a milestone, whether it's sticking to your diet for a week or noticing that your jeans fit a little better, take a moment to celebrate. These little victories add up and keep you motivated. And here's the kicker. You need a strong why. Why are you doing this? Is it for your health? Your family? Your future? Whatever your reason, keep it front and center. When things get tough, and they will, your why will keep you going. So, set those goals, track your progress, and keep your eyes on the prize. You've got this. Number 9, stay open-minded. Here's a fun fact. A lot of what we've been told about food might not be 100% true. I know, mind-blowing, right? But when you're on the carnivore diet, it's important to keep an open mind and be willing to challenge some of those old beliefs. For years, we've been told to eat a balanced diet with plenty of fruits, veggies, and grains. But the carnivore diet flips that script. Instead of a little bit of everything, you're focusing almost entirely on meat. And guess what? A lot of people are finding that this approach works really well for them. So why not challenge what you think you know and give it a try? Do your research, read up on different viewpoints, and don't be afraid to experiment. The world of nutrition is full of conflicting advice, so it's up to you to find what works best for your body. And remember, being open-minded doesn't mean you have to agree with everything. It just means you're willing to explore new ideas and see where they take you. Number 10, consistency over perfection. Finally, let's talk about consistency. It's easy to get caught up in the idea of being perfect. You want to stick to your diet 100%. You never want to slip up. And you always want to make the right choices. But here's the thing. Perfection isn't realistic, and it's definitely not sustainable. What really matters is consistency. It's about making good choices most of the time, and not beating yourself up when things don't go perfectly. If you slip up and have a non-carnivore meal, it's not the end of the world. Just get back on track the next day. Adopting a one-day-at-a-time mentality can be a game changer. Each day is a fresh start, a new opportunity to make choices that align with your goals. And by focusing on consistency rather than perfection, you'll find that those good choices start to add up, leading to real, lasting change. So there you have it. A deep dive into the carnivore diet, explained in simple terms, with a dash of humor to keep things interesting. We've covered everything from celebrating milestones to staying consistent, from the importance of electrolytes to the power of setting goals. Remember, the carnivore diet isn't just about eating meat. It's about making choices that make you feel good, inside and out. It's about finding what works for you, sticking with it, and enjoying the journey. So, whether you're just curious about the carnivore diet or already knee-deep in steaks, I hope you found some valuable insights here. Keep experimenting, stay curious, and most importantly, have fun with it. Your health journey is an adventure, and it's one that's totally worth taking. Want more? Watch our next video by clicking here.